What is the Whole30? A question that has been asked to me over and over and over again on Instagram. So here's Whole30 by an amateur in a nutshell. Guys, it's Dee from Dee Inspired, and I'm actually going to be answering some questions that has been asked to me in very recently since I showed my round one results. So here I am wearing no makeup. It is a kind of chillax kind of day here in our household. It is a holiday today. Family day. In Canada, we have a family day. So myself and my husband are home. We just basically food prepped all morning. He's been working on his side project and our side project, which is slowly and surely, hopefully, moving in towards the direction in which that we want to. Yeah, who knows, maybe one day I'll talk about that later. Anyway, so to the point. Very first question, what is Whole30? What is this thing that you're doing? And like, how do I start? So what is Whole30? Whole30 is basically, it's an elimination diet. And I don't like to use the word diet because it is totally temporary. So you have 30 days, basically from start to finish. And in those 30 days, you have to follow a kind of a regime of what you can eat and what you can't eat. And one of the major factors is that there's no sweeteners, there's no sugars, there's no sweet-like substances like honey or agave nectar, any natural sweeteners or maple. There is no legumes, including peanuts. So no peanuts and no legumes. Legumes would be like split peas or peas or like those kind of things. The only one that is acceptable is green beans. Another thing would be no grains. So there's no corn, there's no wheat, obviously, no quinoa, no rice. So far, if you're with me, that's no sugars or no sugar-like substances, no legumes, and no grains. There is no measuring or weighing yourself through this process. That is a no-no. And there's no dairy. There's no dairy products. I'm pretty sure there's something else in there that I'm completely forgetting. So it's pretty bare bones and pretty basic. So with us, or with me, I should say, I basically just ate lean proteins. I don't eat pork. You can eat pork, in this. You can eat beef in this. But I ate beef for 1 week. Like, I had beef in 1 week. But I just kind of stuck to chicken and turkey. I did that. And it's basically vegetables and these lean meats. As a rule of thumb, you want to make sure that half of your plate is vegetable or more. Half or more of your plate is vegetables, so that you aren't going and having this like carnivoric kind of thing going on in there. And you do that for 30 days. I found that soup was a very big deal for me. I made soup and I would basically have a bowl of it a day throughout the day for lunch. It is not, although compliant, it is not supposed to happen that you have any kind of smoothies. But for me specifically, having a water-based smoothie was a lifesaver. And it is a lifesaver. I'm going to continue doing that, especially because of how my day works and how I work. It's definitely a big one. And I got in all those extra vegetables and things like that. You will never be hungry in this diet. So like in the first weeks of my Whole30, I felt kind of like a werewolf. I was just sitting there and I was eating and eating and eating, and my body is sitting there going, "Oh, you're not full, you're not full, you're not full," but my body's feeling full. That's going to happen, so be prepared for that. A lot of food prepping was definitely what got me through. So things like what food prepping is in comparison to meal prepping. Meal prepping is making a gigantic meal, enough for an army, splitting it all up and putting it into containers, which could work. However, for me, I did food prepping. So I would make a whole bunch of green beans. This is what we did today. A whole bunch of carrots, egg cups, hard-boiled eggs, like broccoli, all kinds of stuff, and put them in different containers, and I just kind of like blanch them. Blanching is basically boiling them for a little bit, but not cooking them all the way. And I would store those in plastic containers, put those into my fridge. So a stereo, like in a scenario, your breakfast in the morning, I would make myself 2 to 3 fresh eggs, a big breakfast, 2 to 3 fresh eggs on a bed of green beans, some spinach, and some broccoli, and I would eat that, and that's what I would do, and it would be super quick because majority of the stuff it's already made, so I just grab it, put it onto the plate, portion it out, throw it in the microwave while I'm making the eggs. Ta-da! Yeah, so things like that. A lot of eggs. So much eggs. Anyway, so that's basically the gist of Whole30. You do that for 30 days. No cheat days. None. No cheat days. Basically, if you have sugar, you start over again. That's how she goes. The whole point. So that was another question. What's the point? The point is, it's an elimination diet, so you reset your body. So what you're going to do is you're going to eat this for 30 days, and then your body's going to kind of do this reset. And then on day 31, you go and you pick out something. So let's say you do rice. I did rice for mine, and then I'm going back on Whole30. Already. So I'm going back on Whole30. So I picked rice, and you would eat a portion of rice and then monitor what it did to your body. So things like I ate rice and I got gigantically bloated, or I felt sick, or my body got really itchy, or something like that. And you just kind of journal this down, and then you can determine if you should continue eating rice or you shouldn't continue eating rice. And then you do that, and in those 2 days that you're deciphering what it's doing to your body, you're back on your regular Whole30, what you've been doing. So this doesn't last just 30 days. This is going to last about 40 to 50, depending on what you're going to do. However, the whole goal, the whole reasoning to why, is because this is going to give you something that no nutritionist can give you, no trainer can give you, no meal plans or online websites or diet programs that you've been paying out of the butt for can give you. It is a completely customizable, tailored to you diet that works specifically for you. That's the whole point. The whole point is to figure that out, and your body's going to thank you for it. Like, it's going to flush out all those things that you did not need, and your body's going to rebel a little bit in there where you're going to get bloated and it's so uncomfortable, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. So that's the gist. That is the breakdown of what Whole30 is. Hardcore paleo kind of diet, kind of deal. And yeah, so that's about it. There is a lot of recipes out there, which makes it look a little bit intimidating. I was talking to a friend of mine, Practically Becky, on she has a YouTube channel, but I was talking to my friend Becky, and we meal prepped kind of technically today together, our food prepped, I should say, together. We were talking all through it, but one of the things for her was she was very intimidated because she's researching, she's Pinteresting all of these recipes, what they entitle and all this kind of stuff, and it looks really, really daunting. And what I'm trying to say is to keep it as simple as possible, because you're just basically resetting. So what? It's 30 days, right? You have to keep that mentality. It's 30 days. So keep it as simple as possible. There are recipes out there that are a little bit more complex and all that kind of stuff. And if you feel like you want to get there, you get there. But try to keep it as simple as possible. Fill up half your plate with veggies. That, again, I'm repeating myself, but hey, fill half of your plate up with veggies. Have a lean protein. Have a protein in there. No funky sauces and things like that, because no sauces are allowed. Like only specific vegetable or like oils are allowed, so those healthy fats are allowed. Extra virgin olive oil and basically avocado and avocado oil, but that's and coconut oil, of course. Yeah, and like that's what you're going for. That's what you're doing. There's certain nuts and seeds you're allowed and certain ones you aren't, obviously, because like peanuts and cashews are legumes. Yeah, so are pistachios, guys. No pistachios. But yeah, so that's essentially it. And you go completely bare bones basic for that 30 days. Start eliminate all of that stuff, and then just kind of slowly build yourself up to what you can and you cannot eat. And that's that. Your body's gonna thank you for it. You're gonna like look back on yourself in 30 days and go, wow, why didn't I do this like, a year ago? Why didn't I do this months ago? Why didn't I do this yesterday? Like, so your body's gonna thank you for it. So that's the gist of Whole30 in a nutshell. I do recommend that you read It Starts With Food and the Whole30 book, and it's by Melissa Hartwright and her husband. I forget his name. Dallas. I had to look. So Dallas and Melissa Hartwright. Yeah, so read those. I have the Whole30 book. I got It Starts With Food in the Google, I think it was Google Books that I downloaded it. So I bought it online and I was just reading it through my phone. Whatever you need to do. But really, honestly, nobody's selling you a workout program, or nobody's selling you a meal plan or a 21-day fix portioning program or anything like that. It's really super simple. You're never going to be hungry in this. Like, you're not hungry. You're going to eat until you're full, and then your body adjusts. And it basically halfway through, after you're done like eating like a savage beast, your body's going to be like, yo, I'm full, and you're going to be okay with that, and you're not going to be hungry. You're not going to be like starving constantly. Like I felt like I was always hungry at one point. Like, if it could be like, hey, are you hungry, Dean? I'm like, yeah, I can eat. Now it's like I will give you a definitive answer. Are you hungry? No. Are you hungry? Yeah. So those things are definitely going to be those positive changes. So I hope that clears that up, and I will come at you with more answers to your questions that you've been asking me. People have been messaging me on Instagram. If you have any questions, message me on Instagram, and I will get back to you and give you those kinds of answers. So that one's for Charlie, and that is for Becky, to give you a clear idea. So those are for you, and I hope that you join me on my next Whole30 adventure in the next days, and we're going to do it side by side. We're going to do this. We're going to do it at number 2. Well, for me, number 2, you number 1. All right. Have a good day.